We're going to talk about plants that do really well in full sunny areas. And we're going to talk about perennials in a minute, but we're going to talk about annuals too. So I asked Wendy Johnson to come and talk with us about it. And Wendy, you've got some tremendous plants here.
Yes.
But full sun, you and I were talking about this a little
Yes.
earlier. What is full sun? Because in my mind, I think full sun means sun all day.
Full sun is actually 4 to 5 hours of direct sun. So that could be morning, midday, afternoon, any part of the day as long as it's 4 to 5 hours. And so you can put all of these plants in morning sun, but we're going to pretend like they're on the west side where it's really hot and really dry. And that's what we're going to look at today.
Well, and that's great because a lot of times the west side is what is difficult for gardeners because it can just be so blasted hot there in the afternoons.
Yes, it is.
In the July, August time frame.
Yeah.
So show us a little bit about what you've got. This is beautiful.
Well, most people like to do kind of a stair step thing where they start with something really tall in the background, and this is purple fountain grass. And then they go to leveling heights, shorter, a medium height, and something very short.
And while we're talking about the fountain grass, Wendy, the purple fountain grass is an annual,
right? And
most of the grasses are perennial.
Right. I think there is a perennial that's dark like this, but this one is annual. You have to buy it every year. It does great in full sun. It's going to also put up purple plumes, which is really good. And I put crotons in the front, which is going to give you a lot of color. They can go sun or shade. And then in front we have pentas, which these are going to get about 2.5 to 3 feet tall, and they're going to have these star-shaped flowers on them all summer.
What I like about the combination, let's just talk about the three of these in the beginning, is the variety of texture and color that you've put together. The crotons make an amazing mid-level plant,
right?
Don't they?
They do. They're very good, but they also have a tropical look to them. So
and they can go inside as well.
Yeah, and highlight inside. Yeah.
Great. Now the pentas, do they just come in this color?
No, the pentas come in purples, pinks, whites, red, bicolors too. Yeah, and I put some zinnias down in the front. Now, I'm a big fan of mass planting. I feel like that's going to give you your most impact. So if it was me planting, I would put either something like this where it's just 1 or 2 colors, or even just one color, like a whole bed of just one color. It's going to give you a lot of impact. And so that's what I did here with the zinnias. And we have these that are going to get just a few inches taller than this. So these could be a mid-level as well, or we have shorter zinnias, which could be your trailing in your front.
And would that be a deal where once they finish blooming, you just kind of give them a haircut and whack them back a little bit, and then they'll come back?
You really don't have to with these.
Okay.
They don't require a lot of maintenance at all throughout the summertime. They're very, very heat and drought tolerant, kind of a workhorse. Yeah.
Love that.
And then we have the Snow Princess lobularia here is going to stay real short. It's just going to make a huge mound of white, which would make a pretty bed just in and of itself.
Now, they need quite a bit of water, don't they?
No, they actually can go very dry.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, something that does like a lot of water is the ageratum. Kind of a problem-solving plant here. They like sun, but they can go into a moist area and kind of help dry that out someplace where the rain's going to fall down a lot, and that works really well. You do have to deadhead these some, but they're going to bloom all summer for you. And then back here we have some angelonia, purple angelonia, but it comes in other colors as well. Kind of have some purples and some whites here, but all of these come in different colors. The white lisianthus doesn't get a whole lot taller than this, gets about 18 inches tall, comes in purple, pink, and white. And then there's the purple sweet potato, or you can put the green sweet potato in it, and it's going to take up a large space. One can cover up about a 3-foot space just by itself. So it could go in front of any of these plants as a great
really
ground
happy.
cover. Yes, it gets very happy.
Well, the nice thing is, if, like, for example, if you had this in a flower bed that was raised, that would spill out over and really be pretty.
Be very pretty. And it works. The purple and the green go really well together. So you could put either of those with any of these.
Well, you've got a mailbox over there. What's that all about?
Yes, people always have an issue with mailboxes. They're very hot. They're usually raised, so they dry out a lot. So I put some plants here. All of these are going to work really great. Got trailing periwinkles here, or you could use upright periwinkles as well. And then the rose moss, which comes in all different colors: oranges, yellows, reds, whites. And then back here we've got some fanflower, which could go in the front of a flower bed or in the mailbox or hanging baskets. And it comes purple, pink, white, and yellow. And speaking of hanging baskets, everybody wants hanging baskets, but you also need things that are going to be able to dry out, like lantana. Lantana is kind of a workhorse as well. They can go in beds or in pots or in hanging baskets, and they're very, very drought tolerant. They're going to bloom all summer for you. And we also have some blue days, which is one of the few plants that's actually blue flowers, and they do very well in sun. And this is gonna hang down a lot more than what it is. This is just kind of a baby here. And then we have bougainvilleas. This is an orange one. We're used to seeing the bright hot pink ones, but they come in multiple colors too, pinks and yellows and pinks.
It sounds great. Wendy, thank you so much for showing us the annuals that work best for sun. And
you're welcome.
Coming up next, we're going to talk about perennials that'll work in a sunny spot. So stay with us.